This is One-on-One. Vaughn McKoy is the author of Playing Up, One Man's Rise from Public Housing to Public Service Through Mentorship. Good to see you, Vaughn.
Thank you, Steve. Great to be here.
And a very important book. We have been talking about this for a long time. It took you how long to write this book?
3 years. 3 years. I started in July of 2010, and we released it in June of 2013. So it took me about 3 years to go through the whole process.
Playing Up is a must-read, says Dr. Joe Clark. We know Joe Clark from Lean On Me, right?
Absolutely.
And you got some great people quoted on the back, and I'm proud to be one of them.
Thank you, Steve.
Listen, when we've known each other a long time, by way of background, you should tell folks, academically, you achieved a great deal. You have a law degree.
Yes, I do.
You have a MBA.
That is correct.
You've worked, tell folks what you did with your law degree.
Well, I started out at a firm in Newark, Sills, Cummins, back in 1993 after I graduated law school. I worked 2 years there as a law clerk while in law school, and was fortunate enough to land an opportunity there. Worked there for about 5.5 years, and then was privileged to be asked by the U.S. Attorney at that time, Faith Hochberg, to join the U.S. Attorney's Office as an Assistant United States Attorney prosecuting cases in federal court. Did that for about 3.5 years, went back into private practice for about 6 months until Governor McGreevey was elected. Dave Sampson became the Attorney General. Peter Harvey became the first assistant, and I went back into state government this time as the first Deputy Director for the Division of Criminal Justice, eventually to become the Director and run the state's largest prosecutor's office.
And then into the private sector.
And then back into the private sector at PSCG.
Well, see, that's part of the story. But the story starts, we're in Patterson where we do this show.
Absolutely.
Probably not too far from here.
Not too far from here. Actually, I was born right behind us.
St. Joseph's.
St. Joseph's Hospital on July 30th, 1968, which is 45 years to the day I'm sitting here.
Happy birthday.
Today is my birthday. Thank you, Steve.
This book is about your life, lessons in your life. And by the way, the title in and of itself, Playing Up, is significant. Playing up is a sports term. Describe it.
Yes, well, I guess it started for me when I was 8 years old, playing for the New Jersey Bank Shorties, and I had to play with the 9-year-olds, and they were bigger and better than me, and so I found myself in a situation where I had to quote-unquote play up. And over the course of my life, I've always found myself in situations where I had to either draw on my past experiences or my current situation in order to leverage or solve a problem or create a future opportunity. And so I constantly found myself in the state of playing up to the next level in order to take advantage of opportunities or to solve a problem.
The other big theme in this book is about mentoring. I want to show a shot of you and one of the biggest mentors you talk about in the book, Arthur Goldberg. Huge part of the story. And by the way, get the book called Playing Up. You really want to read as you see a shot of Vaughn and Arthur Goldberg. Describe very quickly the synopsis, the Reader's Digest version of Mr. Goldberg and why he was so important to you.
Well, I met Mr. G.
You were playing ball at Rutgers at the time, right?
I was playing ball at Rutgers. I was on a football scholarship, working out in the weight room. Mentioned to one of the coaches that I wanted to be a lawyer. He said, I know a lawyer who you want to talk to. And I would see Mr. G in the weight room, but I didn't know who he was at the time. I just thought he was a guy working out. And lo and behold, I found out that he's a very successful lawyer who turned into a very successful businessman. And we struck up a conversation one day in the weight room. One thing led to another. He began to advise me on things that I should do, courses I should take. And over the course of a 10, 11-year period, you know, what started out as a mentor-mentee relationship really transformed to that of a father and son.
Why do you think that happened?
Well, I think he saw something in me that I probably didn't see in myself at the time. I mean, he was always a very keen observer of talent and could, you know, size people up very, very quickly. And so he always told me there was just something about me. He thought I was gritty, he thought I was tough, he thought I'd never back down for a challenge. And I thought, according to him, that he believed that there was something that he could invest in me that would help me fulfill my potential. And it was really about, you know, the power of potential through mentorship.
As we show some pictures in the book, and I knew when you were writing the book, we had talked several times, because the process of writing the book is fascinating, right?
Yes.
Of getting it published and getting it out there. Why did you write this book, and what are you hoping to accomplish? Because it's not for you.
It is not for me. I wrote the book, number one, I think as a tribute to him, because I want, you know, young people, you know, to know around the world that there are people out there like him who really care about investing in young people. And when he died about 11 years ago, I would tell the story in different settings, and people would say, look, you got to write the book. You got to really tell the whole story. He was just a great man, and there were so many people who contributed to my growth and development, so I don't mean to undermine them in any way, but he entered into my life at such a crucial point in time and opened up doors and opened up my eyes to opportunities that I never really thought of. And so I think it's very important that kids, particularly those growing up in the inner city, know that they can make something of themselves. And also for people like you and me who mentor these kids to know that our mentorship and our mentoring does and can make a difference.
Because you do it today. You do it every day.
Absolutely.
Why do you do it?
One, because I promised Arthur before he died that I would do it. I sat across the table from him one day and he asked me, Vaughn, do you know why I'm doing this for you? And I said, no, I don't, Mr. G. And he said, so that you can turn around and do it for somebody else. You don't owe me anything. You know, you owe it to the people who are coming after you. And so I took that, you know, to heart. And so I'm doing what I do, one, because I love it, but because I understand that there are so many people out there who can be affected, you know, by what I do and influenced by what others do to help them as well.
When you've been out there with this book, I know when you had the opening, it was huge, the book signing. Young, largely African-American and Latino
Yes.
young people, not just them, but mostly in inner cities. What kind of reaction have you gotten?
Very, very positive reaction from, you know, 15-year-old girls to 60-year-old men, you know, and everybody in between, you know, read the book. And so my hope is that, one, it inspires, you know, those kids, but also inspires the people who lead them, because in order to have mentorship, you need a mentor and a mentee. And so I hope both audiences really gravitate toward this book and use it as a tool to learn from some of the things that I went through in life.
And some of those keys to your success, other than really hard work, are?
Well, I mean, number one, being in the right place at the right time. I mean, you know, a lot of it is being in the right place at the right time, and I was very, very fortunate, you know, to be in the right place at the right time. You know, really, really good people, you know, to kind of help me along the way and let me know that they really cared about me and wanted to invest time and effort in me. You know, my mother, you know, who, you know, was a rock of a woman and did a lot, you know, to raise, you know, 7 kids, me being the youngest, you know, practically on her own. So all of those things, you know, really help to sports. I can't undermine the value of sports and teaching me discipline, and, you know, coaches coming to pick me up, to take me to practice, to keep me out of trouble. So all of those things made a very, very large impact.
You're still playing up, aren't you?
Every day.
It's important.
Absolutely.
Never accept status quo.
Keep moving forward. Keep playing up.
The book is called Playing Up: One Man's Rise from Public Housing in Paterson,
New Jersey, P-Town.
P-Town, to Public Service Through Mentorship. Even though I'm from Newark, you could be Jersey City, Camden, Philadelphia, anywhere. New York City, it's a powerful book. My friend, Vaughn McKoy, congratulations.
Thank you, Steve.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One has been provided by the New Jersey Education Association, Wells Fargo, New Jersey Manufacturers Insurance Group, the law firm of Gibbons P.C., Cohn Resnick, and by New Jersey Natural Gas. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been produced in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System. This program has been made possible in part by New Jersey Institute of Technology.